Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Chamber Champions, and we have Luke Conroy here from Baileys. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Baileys have been a key regional partner now for 5 years.
5 years, yes, since
So
2020.
that's great.
Yeah.
It's good to have had that long-term relationship with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So what can you tell us about Baileys? What's the latest?
So look, we've I guess we've had a lot of change within the industry. The market has been extremely dynamic, is what we would refer it to. And I think when you look at the last probably 2 to 3 years, especially, there has been an exceptional amount of probably change in between the different markets that have really seen some sizable growth, and that's been really exciting for us as a business. So I guess in terms of what we've seen over the last couple of years is that first home buyer and investor market has been really popular, but of late we have seen that pivot ever so slightly where people that are looking to upgrade from first and second homes up to their second or third home, that's really started to come back on stream, which is encouraging. So you're starting to see the whole cycle really take off again, which has been really good for the team.
Well, that's great. Good to hear, and good to be able to see that the trends that have taken place when you're working in it every day. And
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I work closely with the team that we have, and we're a full service real estate agency as well. So we cover everything from commercial to residential, property management, everything in between. So I guess it's been really interesting for me over the last sort of 4 years in the business is understanding how those relationships work and how that can benefit our clients as well. So we see a lot of internal referrals. So we'll have people in property management that would go to our salespeople and say, hey, look, we've got a landlord that's potentially looking to, get out of their investment, and vice versa. We have people that are purchasing properties that are saying, hey, look, these are new landlords and they'd like us to take on that service of property management. Because that's one area that's extremely difficult, highly regulated, and certainly needs specialist care and attention around it. And we've got easily the best team in the property management game here in Taranaki, I believe. And I guess probably understanding how that relationships work internally is of huge benefit to people that come to see us.
It stops some of the burning that can happen if you get it wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I guess the legislation for Tenancy Act and those sorts of things, it can be pretty brutal, and it's really important that you're well educated in that as well, just to better understand, I guess, the risks that come with being a landlord. So having someone that's fully immersed in that in day-to-day practical terms actually has a huge value to it. So it's something that we ensure that we make sure we keep our landlords and tenants up to speed with, and providing really good 5-star service.
Good to know. Processes are important in those issues.
Absolutely.
And so house sales, would you say that how does Taranaki look on that landscape?
Yeah, so look, Taranaki's been one of those interesting ones that I guess being with a nationwide brand, we get quite a lot of exposure around different pockets of markets that are doing well in comparison to others. And again, it seems to be very cyclic. One of the things that we have noticed is that Taranaki is sort of tucked to the side, and it has been fairly stagnant for quite some time. Hasn't seen the big peaks and troughs that you see maybe in the biggest city centres like Wellington and Auckland and so on. But in saying that, we have seen sort of sales volumes start to return or look to return back to normal, which is a really encouraging sign. We haven't had a huge drop in our median house price, which is good. So I guess one of the things to look forward to in the future is as we move into sort of spring and summer, the more busier time for real estate, we're starting to see those really beautiful homes coming on the market. I guess it's a busy period for a lot of people looking to get their home prepared and ready for ready for sale. So there's some good activity around. There's been obviously a period of time where people's expectations of pricing has been slightly elevated, and I guess over the last 24 to 18 months that's sort of been realigned. So we are starting to see some vendors that have become sort of, I guess, educated with regards to the market. So we're seeing some good movement there. And I guess, so I think people's expectations on their pricing moving forward has been given, plenty of evidence with regards to what that looks like for them as well.
Well, that sounds a good time to buy and a good time to sell potentially.
Yeah, that's right, Maura. We're actually on the cusp, I guess you could say, that interest rates are low.
Yes.
There are a couple of things for potential buyers that might be affected by the likes of LVR ratios, which are going to have a slight change on the 1st of December. So there's a couple of things there that are probably going to change the landscape for some people. But in saying that, we are starting to see a slightly more active market. So it's a sort of the perfect time to buy or sell. I guess my advice for if you are looking to purchase is to make sure you really take the bull by the horns, so to speak. If you find a property that you like, make sure that you let the real estate agent know that you're interested and want to make an offer on the property. Don't be scared to approach them. I think typically the process for a lot of people can be a rather daunting task, but these real estate agents that we have, especially working under the Baileys umbrella, are really compassionate. They're kind, caring people, and they want to help out. So if you do have any questions, just reach out to them. And I guess for people looking to sell, this is a really good time, a really good opportunity as the weather gets better. You've got a lot more active buyers in the market. So it's something that I'd definitely look to encourage people to get an appraisal done. Just get one of our specialists to come over, have a chat, have a conversation about what the market looks like in their particular area. And whether they have any tips and hints of what might be best suited for their property as well.
Well, that sounds good. And I know Baileys does a huge amount in the community. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, look, and it's something that I guess has always been something really a big focus for me and for Baileys Taranaki is making sure that we give back to the community, and not just in a monetary sense as well. We actively participate in a lot of the sponsorships that we have. We do sponsor, everything from netball and rugby to, we recently did the Diwali and, multicultural festival coming up and those sorts of things. So we like to try and make sure that we're a part of the community that we serve. I think that's a really important thing that we do, not just from a Baileys point of view, but also from our agents as well.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So is there anything else you want to tell the business community?
Yeah, look, I think if you are thinking about anything to do with real estate, recently I've been having conversations with people that have thought about getting into the investing side of things, so commercial, residential. Reach out to me. I'm more than happy to, catch up for a coffee and sit down and discuss what that actually looks like, some opportunities that are coming up. I guess Taranaki does have a lot of potential growth coming up, some very strong growth, which I think could feed into some pretty amazing opportunities for people. So if anyone wants to sit down and have a discussion around what that could potentially look like, I can make sure that I steer them in the right direction of, our commercial team, or, property managers, residential sales that might be looking at, really good investment property, anything like that. More than happy to help out.
Oh, that's good. Great to know that there's someone to navigate you through those things
Absolutely.
that you don't know yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Help you to avoid pitfalls. That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
And your relationship with the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so I guess like we touched on before, since 2020 we've been partners, and for the business it's a really good way for us to be able to connect on a consistent basis with the business community. I'm out and about, meeting with people all the time, creating those relationships, and that's really important for us. And I guess the Chamber of Commerce is a really good conduit for that as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, that's right. Partnering with people on certain events, All of those small things, I guess when you have people that are like-minded in the way that they think and they want their business to go is something that we really value.
That's really great. Oh, well, thanks so much, Luke. It's been great having you
No worries at all.
on today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.